Alright, so on who isn't from the Rebbe for today. So this week's parsha tells us that Dinah, the daughter of Leah, went out to the daughters of Canaan. Now, seemingly what's going on over here? Why does the Torah specifically attribute her to Leah and not the idea of Yaakov? So Rashi explains that because she learned this trait from her mother. Her mother Leah also went out in order to greet Yaakov Avinu. Now, seemingly this is not understood. Rashi is coming to say that Dinah did something bad and Leah did something bad. Why would the Torah say something bad about Dinah and attribute her to her mother? And especially, we know that why did Leah go out was to greet Yaakov because she was excited to build the 12 shvatim. Why is it something which is a bad thing? So it must be that Rashi is actually coming to say that it was a good thing. And Rashi knows that you know that already because of an earlier pasuk. Earlier, the Torah told us the idea that Yaakov Avinu hid Dinah, his daughter, when they were going to greet Esau. Now, the Torah says that actually Yaakov was punished for the fact that he hid Dinah, because Dinah had the capability of perhaps returning Esau to the good way. She was able to be very convincing and bring Esau to the side of good. So the fact that Yaakov hid her was actually something that he deserved punishment for. And that's the explanation over here as well. Dinah going out was actually to be able to affect the daughters of Shechem. She wanted to be able to purify the city and bring them to the side of good, because she had that capability. And this is what Rashi says that she learned from her mother, as her mother also had the capability to go out in order to affect good things. And this is why the Torah attributes her specifically to Leah and not to Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov Avinu in general was a tzaddik. He one of the three forefathers, and especially he was associated with Rachel, and that's why Rachel was his wife, because Rachel is also the idea of a tzaddik. As we find by the sin of selling Yosef, that Leah's daughters had to do tshuva for that. But Rachel's daughters didn't have anything to do with that sin. And that's why Leah says her eyes were always red from crying, because she was like the Baal Tshuva. And therefore she had the capability of also bringing someone else to tshuva. And this is where Dinah learned this capability to bring people back to the ways of tshuva. This is also the lesson to every single girl and every single woman has the capability to be able to bring people back to the ways of Hashem. Even though in general we say that the woman's job is to be at home and to be the Akaras Avayis, to do things in a way of tznius, of course she has to keep the rules of tznius. But if you have the capability to affect someone else and you have that power, Hashem gave it to you for a reason. You have to be able to influence whoever needs your help and make sure that you bring them back to the sides of good. L'chaim, l'chaim.